Welcome everybody to day 5 of our 5-day challenge. Whether this is the first one you've been able to catch or you've been here for all 5, welcome. So glad that you are here. This is our 5-day Launch Your Content Show challenge. And this is especially for you if you have a message to share. If you want to get your message out either via a blog, podcast, a YouTube channel, or even live streaming, and you want to know, how do I get that organic audience, that I build that audience around my message? This is the challenge for you. And we're going to give a quick review today, but you can also hop over to our YouTube channel and binge watch the past 4 days. We're going to keep them up there for about another week, and you can watch everything step by step. Now, this is a special day because I'm also going to give a bonus training. 5 steps to your first or next $1,000 online. So I'm going to show you how you can take either your content that you create or a Facebook group and earn $1,000 to validate your message and get your business going. And oftentimes that's the most difficult part, is that seed audience and that first offer. So we're going to break it down into 5 simple steps. So if you're watching, welcome. We're broadcasting this in 6 different locations online, and I see all the messages coming in here. So go ahead and let me know your first name and where you're watching from, so I know who is with us today. Also, if you're watching the replay, go ahead and put hashtag replay. Let me know that you are still here, still participating, and you are welcome to put in your questions as well. All right, we have covered a lot these last couple of days, and so I'm going to give a quick overview of where we've gone so far. So I'm going to jump over into my iPad right now. Let's go to here, and let's jump right in, all right? So day 1, what we actually talked about how a blog, a podcast, a YouTube, or even a live stream is something that is available to all of us for free that we can use to build an audience. And I showed you some of my own journey of one of my blogs. I had a couple different ones in the past, but one in particular that I published 320 blog posts that led to over, and still today, it gets over 500,000 views, 500,000 in traffic. Podcast that I launched, the Market Your Message Show, has had 238 episodes, and we've had a little over 684,000 downloads of the podcast. The YouTube channel, we've had almost 500,000 views over the cross 196 different videos on the YouTube channel, and then of course live streaming, something we started more recently. And we're up to our 83rd weekly episode, which has been so fun. And so I show this to you to help you to understand that I've done the trial and error. I've done stuff that didn't work, and I discovered stuff that did. And that's what this challenge is about, is, sometimes you follow experts who they only know podcasting or they only know blogging. And I've been doing this long enough that I've had the opportunity to learn all of this, and I want to help you regardless of which one of these you want to do. You might be here and say, I don't want to blog. Then guess what? You don't have to. Say, I want to do a podcast. Awesome. We've got something for you. Or you say, I don't want a podcast or a blog. I want to create YouTube videos. We got something for you. So I want you to know that. So day 1, we talked about this idea of a content strategy map and why it's essential and important that you have some primary categories that you are focused on, anywhere between 3 to 6 categories that support your main topic that you cover. And this will help you because these small little circles we have here represent our podcast episodes, our blog posts, our YouTube videos. And so it's much easier to come up with topics when you're looking at categories instead of just your main topic. On day 2, we talked about leaning into your content superpower, and you have one. Your content superpower is what you do well. And so whether that is a Writing, if you say, Jonathan, I'm a writer, a blog might be a good opportunity for you. If you say, Jonathan, I'm more of a coach, then maybe a podcast, even an interview podcast, would be good for you. If you're more of a speaker, you might want to lean into YouTube to build your audience. And if you're more of the teacher type, which is me, you might want to lean into live streaming, where you have a virtual classroom and you interact with people live, like I'm doing right here today. And so the point is, you are able to lean into and build an audience the way that you want, not the way somebody told you you had to do it. Okay, very, very important that you know that. All right. So I see we've got Frankie's here from North Carolina hanging out over on Facebook. Kathy's here watching from Zimbabwe. CJ is hanging out on YouTube. Deb's here on YouTube. Welcome, Deb. And Karima, hopefully I said that right. If I didn't, sorry. She says hi to Deb, but we're glad that you are here. All right, back at it. So then we talked about, on day 3, the content idea bank. And what I did is I shared some free tools right here to help you find what your audience is searching for. And remember, we made this important distinction that your message should come from your market, not your mind. You see, so many content creators think that they have to be the creative one, that they have to come up with it themselves. You don't. Your message should come from your market. And go back and watch that episode where I actually opened up these tools and I showed you a completely new niche. If I were to start in a new niche, how I would find the topics, that the questions, the problems, the challenges that my audience is asking for. And then we create content to match those challenges. And that's how we get people to notice what we're doing. All right, yesterday, day 4, we talked about the importance of attractive headlines and that you have to create good headlines so people will click. It's not enough for your video to rank in YouTube if the headline's not compelling enough. It's not enough for your blog post to show up on the first page if it's not compelling enough for people to click on it, right? Headlines are everything, and I gave you some free tools, some of my favorite free tools to help you create those attractive headlines. All right, and then that brings us to today, which I'm going to share with you the content creation toolbox. And then I've got a bonus training for you today on your 5 steps to earn your first $1,000 or your next $1,000 online. You see, a lot of people always tell me, Jonathan, can you just tell me exactly what to do step by step? I don't need all of the extra stuff that I hear from everywhere. I know you're very practical. Just give me the 5 things. That's what I'm going to deliver for you today. All right. So let's see here. Oh, question. Is there an example of the category thing? Yes, go back and watch day 1. I actually taught 3 different category approaches and gave examples. So be sure, I know you're over on YouTube. There's a playlist on my YouTube channel that has days 1 through 4 right now, and we're going to add this one to it. But day 1 will give you some idea. I talk about the journey approach, talk about the situation approach. There's different examples on how to come up with your categories. All right. Awesome. All right, so let's jump into this. Let's talk about the problem and then the secret. So here's the problem. The problem is you can't publish it and they will come. Now, I am somebody who is a fan of baseball, and so one of my favorite movies is Field of Dreams. And whether you watch the movie or not, you've heard, if you build it, they will come. Well, I hate to say it, but that's not how it works necessarily with a blog, a podcast, and a YouTube channel. It's not just about publishing content. It's not, well, I'm just going to sit down and I'm going to publish 100 blog posts and I'm going to get all this traffic. Maybe, but probably not. Same with podcasting and YouTube. So what's the answer then? What is the secret to getting more views and more traffic? Well, the simple answer is to learn proven SEO practices for massive results. Now, I don't like to make things technical, so I like breaking things and keeping them simple. If you don't know what SEO means, it simply stands for Search Engine Optimization. You see, whether you are looking at a blog, a podcast, or YouTube, people, how do they find you? They search, right? They search keywords. Even in podcasting, they do search keywords, unless they know of a particular podcast they're trying to find, but they're still searching, right? For blogs, we're searching Google. For YouTube, we're actually searching YouTube. And so you have to understand the correct SEO practices. Now, we don't have time to get into all of it today, but what I want to do is I want to create for you right now what I consider to be the tools that you need in your toolbox. All right. So again, you only need to be doing one of these. So hopefully I've got that across. I don't expect you to start a blog, a podcast, and a YouTube channel. I want you to choose one for now. So let's dive into each of these. So when it comes to blogging, here are the essential tools that I like for you to have. The first one is some type of a keyword tool. Now, I shared with you some free ones that you can go and try out. There's obviously some paid ones that go more in depth to help you know whether a keyword is competitive or not, easy to rank for or not. But I showed you some keyword tools that I recommend. And the reason we want to use keyword tools is because we don't want to just be journaling our thoughts. We want to be putting keywords into our content that people are actually searching for. All right, super, super important. Also, another one is to have an SEO checklist. Now, I don't have time to go into mine too much today, but way back in the day, I kind of perfected my 9-point checklist. And so before I publish a blog post, I look over those 9 things to kind of check the box. Yes, I have that. Yes, I have that. Yes, I have that. And yeah, that is what I like to do, is check off the boxes. Once the boxes are checked off, then you are good. You're good to go, right? And I know that that blog post has a much better chance of ranking and getting SEO traffic. All right, so there's an SEO checklist. And then finally, you need some kind of a writing tool. Now, there's all kind of tools out there. You can just use Google Docs. You can use Evernote. You can just write into your platform. There are SEO writing tools that can be helpful. One that I like is called Writer's Zen. This is something I teach inside of our courses, is how to use Writer's Zen, and it gives you words. As you're writing your article, it gives you other words to consider sprinkling into your content to get more search engine traffic. But really, that's what you need. You need some type of a keyword tool, an SEO checklist, and a writing tool. Let's talk about podcasting. So what are the essential tools in our toolbox for podcasting? Well, the first thing you need is a microphone. Now, there are 2 types of microphones, and it's important to know the difference. The first one's called a condenser microphone. So condenser is what I'm using right now. It's hard to see, but it's like right above my camera. It's kind of, you can hear a little bit of room echo, right? It's great because it works good for live streaming, because I'm not doing a professional podcast. But it's a condenser microphone, and a lot of people will get the condenser microphone, and then they don't like the noise in the room, or if the dog barks or the kids are crying, and then that shows up. The podcast mic that I like is called a dynamic microphone. A dynamic microphone. In fact, I've got one here. I'll pull it in and see if you can tell a little bit of the difference as I switch this over to this one. Now you can see this has got a little bit of a fuller sound to it. And the crazy thing is, if I turn my head away and keep talking at the same level, watch what happens. So I'm still talking, and I'm talking, and I'm talking, and then I come back, and you probably I got quiet, didn't I? That's because a dynamic microphone only picks up what's directly into the microphone. So what's great about that for you stay-at-home moms, or you got lots of pets in your house, or the neighbors mowing their lawn, nobody's going to hear that. You can have a good quality audio recording of your podcast. And here's the thing, the pricing today is not much different. A condenser microphone costs just as much as some of the dynamic microphones. So if you're interested in podcasting, look into the dynamic microphone. The only reason I'm not using it today is because it kind of gets in the way a little bit. So I'm going to go back to my other microphone. All right. So that's important, microphone. Okay, number 2, you need some type of a recording tool. Now, a free one that a lot of people use is called Audacity. And it's just a free software you can download on a Mac or a PC and just record right into that. You certainly can do it that way. There's other tools that are out there. Some people like to use various tools. I don't want to overwhelm you with tools, but that's one that you could think about. And then an editing tool. Now, my favorite editing tool right now for audio and video is called Descript. It's Descript, Descript. It is awesome, and here's why. It'll take your audio or your video, it'll automatically transcribe it into words, and then just by removing some of the words, it edits the audio or it edits the video. So you can literally say, take out all the uhs or ums, and it will take it out in a snap. It is pretty awesome. So definitely check that out. So that's what you need for podcasting. Let's talk about YouTube. What are the essential tools you need for YouTube? Well, you need a camera and a mic, obviously, right? Now, the good news with cameras is that your standard smartphone of the last 4 or 5 years, regardless of which kind of phone that you have, probably has HD quality. Some even have 4K quality built in. You can literally grab a stand and put it onto a tripod stand and just record yourself using the camera, and it looks awesome. All right. Now, some people ask me, Jonathan, what camera are you using? Well, this camera I'm using right here is not a webcam. It's actually a DSLR. A DSLR camera is not really meant to be a webcam, but you can make it one. And so it's a fancy picture taking camera that records video. And I love to use that to have an even clearer image on my live streams. But that's going a little bit more fancy. Okay, what else do you need? Well, you need some kind of a recording software. And not only recording, you need some editing software, right? Now, the good news is that you can use something like Descript to both record your videos and edit your videos if you want. Or you can record your videos with your iPhone, send that video file to your computer, and put it into Descript. And then, like I said, when you edit out the words, it edits the video. It's pretty slick, and I absolutely love it. And then the last thing that you need is an SEO tool. Now, my favorite SEO tool for YouTube is called TubeBuddy. Go back to day number 2 or 3, and I actually gave a tutorial. I showed you how I use TubeBuddy to find popular keywords. I think it was day 3. And so go back, watch day 3, and you'll see me use that SEO tool. What I do is you can search for what people are searching for on YouTube using your niche, and it'll tell you whether or not this is a good keyword to go after and it's in the green, or whether it's too competitive to go after. It's a great tool. I absolutely love it. And so there you go. Those are the simple tools that you need in your toolbox. So tell me right now, I'd love to hear, and I've asked this a couple times during our challenge, which one are you thinking about starting, or if you're already doing it, continuing? A blog? Put the word blog right now in the comments. Podcast, put the word podcast. YouTube, put the word YouTube. Put it out, put it in there. I want to hear where, what you're thinking about doing. And while you're putting that in, I want to talk about the 5 steps. This is a bonus training today, the 5 steps to your first 1K. So a couple years ago, about 2 years ago, I started a program called Market Your Message Academy. I'll just put MYMA. Now, I started Market Your Message Academy because I wanted to solve a specific problem. And that specific problem was helping people get their initial audience fast and make their first $1,000 online. And that was my drive. Like, what is the low-tech, simplest, easiest, fastest way to go from no audience to making $1,000, right? And that was the genesis of Market Your Message Academy. And the first part of that we called the community path. Now, the community path was one strategy of doing that, and it was to start a Facebook group, get your initial seed audience in a Facebook group, run a free challenge, and make your offer. And we taught 2 different offers in that program. And then some people started saying, well, Jonathan, what if I don't want to do a Facebook group or my audience isn't on Facebook? And so we started a second path this past year called the content path. Now, the idea behind the content path is, how do you take your content like a blog, podcast, and YouTube, and not only get people to listen and watch your stuff, but actually get on your email list and purchase offers from you? And so we taught a very specific strategy using the content path. Now, here's the thing. Up until today, you had to choose which one you wanted to be a part of. And to be a part of the academy was $997, was $1,000. But we are doing something crazy, and I'm pretty excited about it. I want more people to get in on this strategy of helping them get their first $1,000 online. And so we are going to be making both paths available for as little as $45 a month. And I'm going to explain that to you, but more importantly than that, I'm going to explain to you how you can jump in on this special time. We've never done this before. You can get access to both courses to get your first $1,000. But before I do, I want you to understand the process. And that's why I want to teach you this roadmap real quick to your first 1K, because we have a specific formula, regardless if you want to go the content path of earning your first $1,000 with a blog, podcast, or YouTube, or you want to go the community path, building up a Facebook group, running a challenge, and making an offer. There's 5 steps. The first phase is the idea phase. Now, the idea phase is when you decide if you're going to go the content path or the community path. Which one? I don't want you working on both, so we got to choose one. Some of you have already decided you're going the content path. Awesome. Some of you say, you know what? I think the Facebook group thing sounds really interesting to me. I want to go the community path. Well, inside of the academy, we have both paths available, full tutorial videos. I'm going to give you a sneak peek in just a second. All right, then you move to phase 2. This is the design phase. And what this is all about is creating the right offer. You have to have something to sell. The biggest struggle I see from people who have a message to share or they want to build a business online is they don't have anything to sell. Like, if you have a website right now and I went to your website and I pulled out my credit card, is there a way for me to pay you for something? If the answer is no, then you're not open for business yet. So we got to get you open for business, and I want you to create the right offer. Now, inside of the academy, we teach 3 profit plans, and they are the easiest ones in the world to start. They don't require a lot of technical ability. They're not difficult. 2 out of the 3 require you to use Zoom. So if you know how to use Zoom and you can take payments, which will help you with that, you can get paid to teach people, coach people, help people, assist people, give advice. So the design phase is about figuring out which offer is right for you. Then we go to the attract phase, and this is another difficult one for people, and that's how do you find your MVC? That is your minimal viable community. So how do we get that seed audience of 100, 200, 300 or more people who are the target audience that we want to help? And that's what the attract phase inside the academy is all about. It's giving you the tools to actually build your platform. All right, then we get to level 4 or phase 4. This is the convert phase. And boy, this is a challenge for people. And I'll tell you why. Because how do you sell without feeling icky, right? How do you sell without feeling like, I don't want to sell to people? Well, selling doesn't have to be that way. Selling can just be teaching people and asking those who are ready to go the next step with you. It can feel very natural. And I'm going to teach you kind of a proven sell system that I like to use that doesn't feel like you got to sell. No one wants to be sold to, and you don't want to be selling either. So let's not do that, right? All right. Then finally, phase 5 is the deliver phase. And this is all about helping you to really deliver on your offer, to really wow people with what they just purchased. And so I want to help you because the goal here is I want to help those of you who say, Jonathan, I just want to learn how to make that first 1,000 or next 1,000, right? Maybe you feel stuck in your business. That's what this program is all about. Now, here's the cool thing, and I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna answer some of your questions. I see questions coming in. Here's the really, really cool thing about what we're doing, because we've never done this before, and we're opening up this opportunity. We are, let me go down here a little ways. People always say, Jonathan, your different programs, what do they all mean? And so the Academy is exactly what I just told you. It's about helping you earn your first $1,000 or more in revenue. Now, we also have a program called Lab that we recently renamed Messenger Launch Lab. Now, what's Lab for? Lab is to help those of you who are trying to figure out what your niche is and you're not sure what you should build your business on, or you know, but you don't have a website, a platform, you don't have an email list. It's designed to help you get your first 1,000 followers or email subscribers. Now, here's the cool thing. Why do I bring this up? And of course, we have an insider program that I work with people more closely on helping them get their first 1,000 customers. But today, I am excited to announce for the first time ever that if you join the Academy, we're going to also throw in Lab for free. So you get both for joining. You're going to get access to both. And I'm going to show you a little bit behind the scenes. So let's jump over and let me actually show you what it looks like inside right now. So here we go. Let's jump over to our screen share. Okay, this is inside of our paid community, and this is where both Lab and the Academy now live. And so we have this area here that's not in Facebook, which is awesome. That is a very active community that you can constantly come in here, ask your questions, get feedback, get support, get help. We absolutely love this part of our platform. Then if we come over here to events, I won't get into events, but events is where we have some of our live coaching, different sessions that we do. But I want to go into Classroom. Now, if you go into Classroom, if you join today into the Academy, you'll get access to all of this good stuff. Now, again, the Messenger Launch Lab, which I'm not going to go that much into, has a whole training on helping you discover a profitable niche and build out your website and get your first 1,000 subscribers. But the Academy here is what I'm excited to make available to you right now today. So the first thing you're going to find is this roadmap to your first 1K. This is a quick start course that you can come in here. We have downloads. We have these training videos, and literally you can walk through this step by step. I go way more in depth than I just did today. And then also every single month, we add new content, new ways of helping you build your audience. Then we have 2 paths, like I mentioned before. Let me shrink all this up. We have the community path, which again is how to earn your first $1,000 with a Facebook group. And if I were to open this up, you'll see we have all of this core step-by-step training. We teach you methods for getting new members, how to set it up, your Facebook group, in a way to get your first 1,000 members, as well as get them on an email list. And we teach you how to run a challenge, how to do an offer. Everything's in there. And then we have the content show path, which is what we've been primarily talking about these last 5 days. And in here, we'll walk you way more in depth. I'll give you my SEO checklist, my tools that I love to use to build an audience, my content templates that you can follow. Everything's in here. And not only that, but we have the content path blog toolbox that we're building out, a podcast toolbox, and a YouTube toolbox. So all of that is in there. Now, here's the cool thing. Right now, I am going to give you access to this link right here. If you go to jmill.biz/private, we're doing something private just for those of you who participated in this challenge until Monday. On Monday, I'll be announcing to our entire list and our entire community that the Academy is open. But I thought it'd be fun to reward those of you who took time out to be a part of this challenge, to give you something a little extra special. So if you go to that link, jmill.biz/private, here's what you're going to see. And go back over here. So there's a quick little video, and make sure you watch the video because this is especially for you since you've watched this challenge. And there are 3 ways that you can join us inside of the Academy. The first one is jumping on our basic monthly plan, which is $45 a month, get you in, get you access to all of our content, and you can cancel anytime. 2 clicks, you're done. I made this as so easy as possible because I want more people, especially now, even as we are in a recession, I want you to get some success. I want you to get some wins under your belt. And I want to make this content that we had kind of tucked away into more expensive programs available to more people. So you can jump in at $45 a month. That's kind of option 1. Option 2 is you could do the $450 a year plan. Now what this would do is it would give you 2 months for free. So you're saving some money there on our regular plan. And then we did make an option available because a lot of people have asked about it, that we have a lifetime option. So $14.50 gets you lifetime access to the Academy and Lab. You always have access to everything that we do inside of our community. Now, here's the special thing that I'm doing just for the first 10 people. For the first 10 people that join, doesn't matter which one, first 10 people that join, I'm doing something special. I am going to actually do a coaching group with me, right? So it's me and about 10 people. We are going to meet for 4 weeks in a row, and I'm calling it the 4-week online profit bootcamp. So not only will you get access to this content, but you're going to get access to me as your coach for a month to help you to decide if you want to do a blog, a podcast, a YouTube channel, to help you if you're doing the community path and you're getting a Facebook group started. What should your challenge be about? How should you put your offer together? How do you earn the money that you are wanting to earn in this? I'm going to walk through and handhold and guide 10 of us from this challenge. Okay? I'm currently not making this available to the whole list. On Monday, I'll see if we're going to have any more spots for that. But you guys get first dibs. So you can choose any of these. Now, there's one other thing that I am going to do that I have not done in probably 6 years. If you opt in for the lifetime, meaning you get lifetime to the academy and to lab, then what I'm going to do for you is I am going to do one-on-one coaching, one-on-one for an entire month. So you and I will jump on a Zoom call every single week for 4 weeks, a whole month, and get your plan mapped out, map out your entire plan to make that first 1,000 or more, and get this thing going, where I will guide you every step of the way. And I've not offered one-on-one coaching for a good 6 years. It's been a while, but I'm going to offer it just for now for this challenge. I don't think I'm going to offer it next week for the public community, but just for those who join. So again, there's some sweet, awesome bonuses available. You can join me in a small group of 10 people by joining any of these plans today. Or if you want my coaching, which if I were to charge my, a month's worth of coaching, it would be at least $10,000, even though I don't really offer that anymore. So there's that opportunity if you want lifetime access, Jonathan's personal one-on-one help for the next month. That's the option you want. So all you got to do is come down here, hit this, enroll now, and jump in. And you will qualify. So we'll let you know on the other side if you qualified for one of those. So again, the link one more time is jmill.biz/private. All right. So what was the takeaway that you got from this challenge? What other questions do you might have? Now's the time to ask. Listen, I hope you've had some aha moments along the way during this challenge. I really hope that you see that we live in an amazing time, but not everybody's taking advantage of that. Most people, I would say 95% of people, are just consumers. And there's nothing wrong with consuming. You can learn a lot when you consume. But I want to get you to the contributor side. Being a contributor is a lot different. It is about adding value, having purpose and meaning, and feeling like you're giving to other people, and you're building a business, and you're providing for your family, right? All those amazing things. And you're doing it virtually, where you also have the lifestyle that you want. I mean, that's why I got into this. That's why I do what I do. Because not only do I get to help others and achieve financial success, but I also get the flexibility to spend time with my family, to, if I wanted to take some time off this afternoon to go hang out in the hammock in the backyard, I can do that because I built a business that I wanted. And that's what I want to help you to do. But it starts by joining the academy, because we got to get that first seed audience built and validate our idea by getting our first $1,000. And so I hope you're excited about this. Again, we used to get access, again, to what I am giving you access to, you would have had to pay $2,000 in the last 2 years when we started offering this. It was $1,000 for the content path, and it was $1,000 for the community path. We are now making it more available to all of you. So we hope you'll jump in. Who knows? Next time around, we may not offer it like this. So jump in. If you got questions, feel free to ask your questions. And if you want to think about it some more, you are welcome to do that. The academy is going to be open for the next week. But just know that these special bonuses of getting my coaching, guidance, and help is only going to go to the first 10 people. So with that, I think we're going to wrap this up. Thank you for being a part of this challenge. And again, go to jmill.biz/private to jump in, grab one of those spots, and we'll reach out to you very soon to give you details on how to join our next call. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being a part of this challenge. And if you're inside, I'll be in there in just a couple of minutes to welcome you on the other side. And if not, I hope you got some value from this challenge. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.